The 201,819 UEFA Champions League final is headed to Madrid. Atletico Madrid announced that next season's final will be played at the recently opened Wanda Metropolitano, making Atleti the fourth Spanish club to host a UCL final. Barcelona, Real Madrid, Sevilla. Watch Rashford's sensational goal. Atleti raves of its new home. The Wanda Metropolitano can seat 68,000 spectators and is at the technological forefront due to agreements with top companies in their sector. This season's final will be played at NSC Olimpiarsky Stadium in Kiev, the home of the Ukraine national team and Dynamo Kiev. The UCL final was last in Madrid at the home of Real Madrid, the Santiago Bernabeu, for Inter Milan's triumph over Bayern Munich in 2010. Follow at Nicolas Mendela. After a week of League Cup action domestically, the Premier League returns this weekend with a myriad of interesting matchups and storylines. Let's take a look at some of this week's top stories to follow. Can Manchester City continue its torrid form? Manchester City has finally found its groove under manager Pep Guardiola. Video, Premier League highlights. The club has won 5 successive games, the last 3 coming on the road, while scoring a combined 19 goals. Sergio Aguero and Gabriel Jesus are a terrific 12-punch, while David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne have been stars in midfield, with De Bruyne pulling the strings for Man City all season. There's every likelihood that Man City will continue its impressive run on Saturday. The club hosts floundering Crystal Palace, which is still adjusting to new manager Roy Hodgson. More. 14 years ago today, Arsenal headed north to Manchester for a famous match-up with Manchester United. Taking the field at Old Trafford, Arsenal were unbeaten to start the season, having won its first 4 Premier League matches before drawing a week prior at home against Portsmouth. Manchester United, meanwhile, had 4 wins and 1 loss in that span. More watch full-place match replays by way of Arsenal's FA Cup title and Man United's Premier League title the year before. The two teams met for the annual Community Shield a month earlier, and the game descended into a physical battle. 5 yellow cards were shown. Arsenal's substitute Francis Jeffers was shown a red card and defender Sol Campbell was later banned for kicking at an opponent, and Man United, backed by a young Tim Howard in goal, won 43 on penalty kicks after the score was tied at 11 after extra time. With numerous physical encounters over the years, the September 21st encounter was shaping up to be another monumental showdown, and in terms of physicality, it didn't disappoint. Each team were shown 4 yellow cards and there was a combined 31 fouls. The match took a turn when Patrick Vieira was shown a second yellow card and subsequent red card for kicking out at Man United's Ruud van Nistelrooy after Van Nistelrooy had fouled Vieira going for a header. The decision set off a scrum in the middle of the field. Despite being down to 10 men, Arsenal held on until the final minutes, when Martin Keown was whistled for a foul in the box on Diego Forlan, giving Man United a penalty kick. But whether it was karma or lady luck, Van Nistelrooy's penalty clanged off the crossbar and away to safety. Arsenal held on for a goalless draw, which helped boost the team's belief in itself. The Gunners went on to finish the 20,132,014 season undefeated, the only team to finish a Premier League season without a defeat. Man United wound up taking the FA Cup crown, settling for 3rd place in the Premier League. Watch some highlights from the match below. Veteran forward Ignacio Nacho Scocco is quickly endearing himself to the River Plate faithful. Nearly 3 months since joining River, Scocco scored an incredible 5 goals in the second leg of his team's Copa Libertadores quarter-final matchup with Bolivian side Jorge Wilstermann. Scocco scored a first-half hat-trick and added 2 more in the second half as River turned around a 30 deficit heading into the second leg. Scocco had a mostly frustrating spell in 2014 ahead of the World Cup with Sunderland, joining the club as they staved off relegation by 1 point. Scocco failed to score for Sunderland in 8 appearances, all off the bench. However, since then, he returned to his native Argentina and starred for his hometown club Newell's Old Boys before moving this summer to River as a replacement for Sebastian Driussi, who completed a transfer to Zenit St. Petersburg. Here's a look at all of Scocco's goals Thursday evening. Fans of the England national team may still have a chance to see Tammy Abraham don the Three Lions crest one day. Abraham refuted reports from earlier Thursday that he was in the process of switching his national team to Nigeria from England. The 19-year-old Swansea City forward on loan from Chelsea has played as high as the England under-21 men's national team, but because of his Nigerian father, he is eligible for the African nation. Follow all of PST's place coverage. Abraham confirmed that he had met with Nigeria Football Federation chief Amadou Pinnick after Swansea's last game, but denied that he was looking to play for the Super Eagles. "I have informed the FA that I remain available for selection for England," Abraham said, via the BBC. Contrary to reports in the media, I would like to clarify that I have not agreed to switch my national team allegiance. I can confirm I met the president of the NFF after our last game against Tottenham at Wembley on Saturday, given he is a friend of my father. However, any suggestion that I have made a decision to change my international representation is incorrect and wide of the mark. Earlier in the day, reports emerged that Pinnick said the process was underway for Abraham to switch his international allegiance. Abraham's apparently decision to remain with the England setup is good news for his club Swansea City, who will get to keep him closer to Wales on a regular basis, but Abraham may be missing a chance to play senior national team soccer at a young age.